Hello everybody, I am back. I am filming my What I Read during the Spring Into Mangalove Readathon, and this was hosted by Shay Geeks Out. And yeah, it was a pretty fun readathon. It's just one where you read a manga a day as well as a recommended one, and yeah, I did that. So anyways, the first 2 days I read the entirety of Doubt. So this was actually the very first manga I've purchased and read for myself, barring K-On! When I was like in middle school, high school, so years and years and years ago. But this was the first one I bought when I was like wanting to jump into manga. I think it was the anime man who mentioned it, and I bought it. I read it, and I had mixed feelings. I did enjoy it, but I'll get into my thoughts on that. But I wanted to reread it just because I'm much more fluid when reading manga now. I'm no longer like having to stop and question if I'm reading the panels in the correct way, and you know, I just wanted to see. But my thoughts were basically similar. So this is a kind of one of those killing game whodunit kind of a deal. I'm really big into things like that, and I love Danganronpa and those types of stories, so I thought I'd give this a go. However, there are things that I will say I didn't love. Part of the issue I had is there wasn't enough time to form any sort of fondness for the characters. So when things would happen to some of them, I just didn't really care, which sounds bad. So it was more of like, you know, you'd see someone get killed and you're just like, oh, that bites. But there wasn't any sort of emotional response, which I think is something stories like this really benefit from. So there's that. Also, I personally found it a bit predictable. However, I'm very familiar with stories like these. I don't know, I tend to find most of them fairly predictable anyways. However, looking at a lot of reviews, I have seen people say the exact opposite. So I would say for the most part, people are probably fine and not gonna just know exactly what happens. I don't know, it's hard to say. I would look into other reviews before jumping into it. It still was good though. The art was nice, pacing was pretty fast-paced, which is nice in a story like this, especially since there are 4 volumes, 2 in each, for the English translation. So it's pretty short, so the pacing does lend itself to that, obviously. And they do a good job of like building suspense and kind of creating a tense atmosphere, so definitely mixed feelings. I like it, not a favorite. I would recommend it if you find a deal on it and you're into these types of stories, but I don't think it's anything absolutely amazing. But that's just my thoughts. Next is what I'm gonna call my recommended. Or, well, I have a few that could kind of count for that, to be honest. But the next days I read Mythical Beast Investigator. These are, yep, they're gonna stay. Look at me go. Oops, and there's my cat bumping against things. Anyways, this is a really cute little story. It is about, I think her name was Fairy, my goodness, you would think it's been forever since I read this. Anyways, it's about Fairy, this cute girl. If it would focus, it'd be great. And her little bunny protector. Anyways, she basically is like an ambassador and has to solve problems between humans and creatures, but her position kind of makes her have to act on behalf of the humans. So even if the humans kind of deserved what happened to them, or they were the problem, she's a bit limited on her actions, and that's where her bunny guy steps in. It's fairly episodic. It's kind of her just going through little different scenarios. There is a smaller overarching story that I will say kind of comes more in play in the 2nd volume. What I will say is it really would have benefited from more time. I think it was an interesting twist they were trying to go for, and it was well done with the time they had. So I do enjoy this. I would recommend it. I think it's cute, but it's one of those that I think had a lot of potential and wasn't able to really get there simply because of the restraint on how long they were allowed to make this. So it's one that it's bittersweet. I really think it could have been better, but it's still good. I still love it. I think it's cute and I recommend it. Similar to the last two, this one also could count as my recommended because the last three, I know Shay Geeks Out has talked about all of them, but then this one, everybody's talked about. Yeah, who has not heard of My Androgynous Boyfriend? I read this when I first got it, so it was a reread. Oh my goodness, when I read this, I was just having a really tough day and I wanted something lighthearted, wholesome, and that just wouldn't take a lot of brain power to read. I just wanted something mellow and relaxing, and so this is what I went to. It is so good. So this is the boyfriend. He is androgynous, he is a model, and he is dating this young lady who's a bit more laid back, doesn't really put as much effort into that. And I think what's so sweet about this story is they have such a healthy relationship. They truly care about each other, and the way they handle things is just really sweet. I love it. I love it. It's a really lighthearted, wholesome story. It's so good. Yeah, I recommend it. I'm gonna be picking up the next volume when I can. I don't even know when it comes out. Is it out already? Oh gosh, I should have done research. But it's great. And yep, it's a good one. Alright, next I read Volume 2 of Ouran High School Host Club. I do have the entire box set, and I am just slowly going through. The last readathon is when I read the first one. Yeah, I still like it. It's a classic. Everybody knows it. Everyone loves it. I wish I was into reading manga when I was a little bit younger, because I think if I had this in high school... Oh, sorry, the AC just turned on. If you hear that, sorry. Anyways, so good. I think if I was still in high school, or even early college, I probably would have liked it even more, but I'm still enjoying it. It's still cute. I do think Haruhi comes across better in the manga than the anime. She didn't come across bad in the anime. I just was kind of indifferent towards her. But it's cute, it's good, and I'm gonna continue just slowly making my way through the whole box set. And what I read the last day is Komi Can't Communicate Volume 6. This story is so cute. Again, this is a rather wholesome one. This is the latest release, and I'm definitely going to be picking up Volume 7. I feel like I've talked about this, so I'll try and make it quick. It is a young girl with severe social anxiety trying to make 100 friends, and that's it. I personally really enjoy it. This volume focused a little bit more on her and Tadano, the main male character, their relationship. That had some growth in that, which I really love. I think it's sweet. And then there were some moments kind of building on the already present characters. So this volume wasn't as like gung-ho getting new friends into the mix, which I was okay with, but I just like it. I like it. It's cute. I personally really love just seeing these friendships building. I love seeing the character development of Komi, and again, it's a lighthearted, fun little story. Nothing deep or crazy, but I think if it sounds interesting, everybody would love it. I don't know. It's great, and I highly recommend it. So that is what I've read for the Spring into Mangalove Readathon. Overall, I enjoyed most of what I read. There wasn't any I disliked, and I would recommend them all. Some of them I wouldn't recommend to everybody, and a lot of them I'd say go look at other reviews, but I still liked them all, and I don't regret reading or owning any of them. And I love these readathons because they kind of force me to mold my schedule to allow myself to read more. I haven't been able to do as much as I'd like lately, so it's been nice to kind of have something force it in. That sounds kind of weird to say. Alright, you know what I mean. But yes, they were all good. I enjoyed them. If you guys participated in this readathon, let me know. And if you guys have read these, what did you guys think? Any different opinions? Like, did you guys read Doubt and think it was absolutely phenomenal? Let me know. But that was it. I hope you guys are doing well. And yeah, okay. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.